Hey, what's up? I'm Justin Young with HoopSeen.com here in Utah. And man, just wrapped up a very, very good day at the Fight National Hoopfest. Unbelievable day of basketball as we thought it would be. And several things I want to go through. We had a major upset. We had a big time game, and we had some really good action to really get things started off with the NIBC. So we'll run through it. We'll get to the main thing. The main thing tonight was AZ Compass Prep's win over Montverde Academy. Now, these two teams have played each other quite a bit within the NIBC, and Montverde, well, they've always had AZ Compass Prep's number from the time that they played them. AZ's never won the game before, ever. So this was a matchup that if you're a hoop head, you're certainly excited about it. You're excited to see how this matchup would play out. And for three quarters, it was unbelievable basketball. It was possession for possession. It was high-level guy making high-level guy plays, as you'd expect to see in a stage like this. Really kind of fun to see. Here we are. What is this? It's November 22nd, and we've got these matchups, and we've got these high-level players going head-to-head making these types of plays. It was premier basketball that you'd expect to see. But ultimately, it was the fourth quarter that really won out. AZ Compass Prep, they guard so hard every single possession, and ultimately I think that wore out Montverde and held the Eagles. AZ Compass held the Eagles to, let's see here, 27% shooting from the floor in the fourth quarter. It was a stellar closeout. Ultimately, AZ Compass got the win 65-54 over Montverde. Tremendous win for the program. Ed Gibson and his squad, and it was really a balanced attack for both sides of the ball, really. Both teams did a tremendous job of balancing out their efforts. But to me, when it came down to it, I thought it was the play once again of Mookie Cook, the Oregon Duck, who's versatile enough to take over the game in a number of ways. He made some big shots, made some big stops, and got some big rebounds, and had a really good conversation. Make sure you check out my interview with him after the game on our HoopSeen Twitter page. Good insights from the future Oregon Duck. He had a lot of help from Rayvon Griffin, who's going to Cincinnati. Was good in his own right tonight. Hit some huge shots in the fourth quarter, in the second half, really, to 12 points and 5 rebounds. Hit a couple threes that were really clutch. And really, it was a return game for Pleasant Grove, Utah native Jordan Ross, the St. Mary's commit, is down at AZ Compass Prep. He was at Link Prep before. Now is back playing in a school where he started at Pleasant Grove. He played really well tonight. He had 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. He was very effective in their win in the backcourt. I think we're going to see really good things from Jordan Ross in the backcourt this year for AZ Compass Prep as they play out this national schedule that they're playing. For Montverde, it was no stranger to really good things. We saw great versatility from Cooper Flagg, one of the top sophomores in the nation. The big man from Maine was all over the floor, shot threes, rebounded really, really well, guarded really well, was really instrumental in keeping them in the game quite a bit. I thought KJ Evans, Mookie Cook's future teammate out of Oregon, was also very good, hit some big shots. And then they got some big shots, 3 3-pointers from Liam McNeely out of Dallas, Texas, the junior. Knocked down a team high 13 points in the loss. And so, 17 turnovers for Montverde. You don't see that very often from Kevin Boyle's group, but ultimately that defensive pressure from Montverde, to me, that was the most impressive thing that I saw today at the Fight National Hoopfest was the defensive stance in the fourth quarter by Montverde. It was a championship level fourth quarter for the Dragons out of Chandler, Arizona. So tremendous win for that program. Now they play Sunrise on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, so that should be a really good win. The reason why that should be a really good one to watch is because Sunrise tonight lost to a very good and very well-coached American Fork team, 56-55. And if you know anything about Utah basketball, you know that Coach Ryan Cuff does a great job with his program and has his guys ready. They play national schedule all over the place, big Section 7 team, Border League team. They compete for a state title year in and year out here in the state of Utah. And his son, Taggart Cuff, was really, really good in this win. He had 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, great control of the game against really two of the quickest guards I think there are in high school hoops, and Layden Blocker and Mikael Brown for Sunrise, who both played very, very well in this game. But ultimately, it was great patience, big shot making, big rebounding. American Fork has some dudes now. They'll throw some dudes, and they did tonight against John Bull, the big man. Matus Bazulis for Sunrise fouled out of the game, so some foul trouble was really a big issue there. But a big win, 56-55 for American Fork, one of the big upsets of the young season already. Sunrise, a contender by some folks, maybe even the top team in the country. So number 3 team in the country goes down tonight here in Utah to the hands of the Cavemen from American Fork. A big win that they'll certainly talk about for years to come as the National Hoop Fest returns back to Salt Lake City in the future. So that was trending topic number 2. Wasatch Academy, really good win. We've seen a lot of the theme tonight for the teams that won was great balance. And we saw that across the board. And Wasatch was certainly no stranger to that. Really good program. The Tigers have really good guards this year. I was really impressed with Oklahoma City native Jeremiah Johnson. Again, great conversation with him on our Twitter account on HoopSeen after the game. A class of 2024 player was shot in the leg not too long ago in 2021, has battled back and has really put himself in a position. I think he'll be a pretty highly recruited guy. I thought he was really good tonight. Saw some great versatility. 13 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds was his stat line tonight in their win over Bishop Walsh. Colin Murray Bowles, the big man, headed to South Carolina. When the game broke open is when Colin Murray Bowles went to work down low, and he had a couple possessions there, 2 or 3 possessions in a row where he got an and one and a big score against a big team in Bishop Walsh. I thought he did a really good job inside. And I think he'll actually be a really good player for the Gamecocks moving forward. I think he'll develop, and once he puts his body through a good, strength and nutrition program in the SEC, I think he's gonna be a real problem to deal with down the road. RJ Jones also very good for the Wasatch Tigers tonight. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists for the guy that's known as a shooter that's headed to Kansas State. For Bishop Walsh, shot a really good game for Mikhail Tyne, 16 points, a 5'9" jetty, super fast guy from end to end. The Canadian was really good in this game. Thought he did some really good things. We got a really good game also from Emmanuel Okatondo. Pardon me, Emmanuel, if I killed your name, I'm sure I did. 17 points, 10 rebounds, really good stuff. Obviously, a ton more to talk about. We want to talk about the trending topics. My takeaways tonight, several of them. 1, I'm really glad my friend Travis Haddock is back running the National Hoop Fest. And I'm glad that Fight for the Fight is behind that. We'll talk about both of these things. Basketball is better at the high school level when Travis Haddock is running events. Believe me, whether in Utah, whether in Tampa, whether in Memphis, or wherever they may be, high-level matchups, and it's been great to see this partnership with NIBC as well. We've got some high-level games. Some of the best games I've seen in my career have happened on his stages, and I'm really glad that it's back. And the support here in the Utah area was phenomenal. Really great crowd tonight as we get ready for the Thanksgiving season. Number 2 is really cool to see Fight for the Fight as a title sponsor. A little bit about this charity, really cool. They're trying to raise $50 million for cancer research, and part of their initiative for this event was having the players come in on Monday night at Qualtrics, it's a major software company, and that is behind Fight for the Fight. And they have the players sign or write the name of somebody that's been affected by cancer in their life, and they have the players wear those shirts in the pregame warm-up. A really, really nice touch to this event, and something that really is something that's cool to see that activation happening on the stage to really think a little bit bigger than basketball. So good on you guys, Fight for the Fight, and what you're doing for cancer research. So that was really cool to see. Really love to get. I can't say enough great things about Mookie Cook. He's our number 2 overall player in the class of 2023. I thought he lived up to that, backed that up really, really well tonight. I thought it was really, really good. So I'm excited to see that matchup tomorrow with him and his squad going up against Sunrise. I also think the Wasatch Academy American Fork game is going to be something to really, really keep your eyes on tomorrow too. So that should be a lot of fun. Tons of action. And then rounding things out, man, mullets go hard in Utah. Shout out to all the young men that got the mullets out there. I see you working, flopping that lettuce around, some high-level lettuce here at the Fight for the Fight National Hoop Fest in Pleasant Grove, Utah. That wraps it up. We'll have a lot more on HoopSeen.com throughout the week. Got tons of photos, news, notes, tweets, and videos that we're going to be dropping. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled to that. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video here on YouTube. Help us out. And we'll have a lot more as the Fight for the Fight National Hoop Fest rolls on here in Pleasant Grove, Utah.